Welcome to Herf Live, the show where we have the most eclectic lineup of guests, of which some smoke cigars and some who don't. Either way, we bring you the best content weekly. Herf Zone Live is sponsored by StogieLives.com, a social media site just for cigar smokers. Sign up for free and connect with cigar lovers from all over the world. Set up with similar features to Facebook and other social media sites. You can grow your network, start groups, post events, and see why everyone is talking about StogieLives.com. Make sure to connect with Team Shirtless Mike and Herf Zone Live and tell them you came because of the show. Team Shirtless Mike and Herf Zone Live are also getting behind a special project with Eighth Prime Cigars and Stogie Press. They are working to raise money for a daycare center in Jalapa, Nicaragua, to help out workers in the cigar industry. Among helping in other ways, you can check out the news article and learn more about the project down in the live stream description. So, yeah, you can check that out later. So, yeah, tonight our guest, EJ Nonstop, he actually hit me up. He had a very serious family emergency. He needed to reschedule. So, here at Herf Zone Live, we like to work with everybody. We don't like to, make people, we like to be flexible, basically. So I let him know it's cool. And since I didn't want to miss 2 weeks in a row so that you guys wouldn't think that I fell off the face of the earth, I just decided to do an impromptu Herf. So before I bring in the first Herfer, and he's somebody that you may know, you may not know, I am going to put the link so that you could come on with us at any point during the show here. And that way I could add you. And this will be on all the platforms. It's right there in the comments and everything. So, yeah, waiting patiently in the Cigar Hustlers podcast green room. I got a buddy of mine he's an avid supporter of Team Shirtless Mike and Herf Zone Live. We got Mr. Dominic Gemelli, my fellow Paisan. How you doing, brother?
Good, brother. How are you today?
I am doing good. Just rolling with the flow and rolling with the punch here. So whatever we start talking about, hey, everybody has to rely on our personality tonight. And hopefully some people join us. So I'm currently smoking, and we've already talked about this, but for everybody out there, I'm smoking the La Aroma de Cuba Edición Especial awesome cigar. And what are you smoking?
I am smoking a Regis Exclusivo USA.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, I've smoked one of those, I believe, at least from Regis. I don't know if it was that exact one, but Executive in downtown Melbourne, they carry Regis, so it's a pretty good cigar. So
white, blue, and black label. So there's quite a few of them.
Yeah. So since this is my first time actually talking with you, we interact a lot online and everything, and you're the only one here so far. I'm just gonna go ahead and treat it like an interview and see who all joins us. So how did you get into smoking cigars?
Oh, well, it started on the golf course in the 90s. That's where I started smoking cigars.
Nice. So, did you have any idea? Did you just pick up a certain cigar, or was it just kind of a process over time?
Well, the first cigar that I could remember that I picked up that I really liked was the CAO Aniversario Cameroon. That was probably the first cigar that I picked up in the 90s that kind of stuck with me that I did like. So I would say that's probably one of the most memorable first cigars that I smoked.
Nice. So yeah, you're a part of FCC and a bunch of other groups and stuff like that. So how long have you been around the whole online cigar community?
Probably 2013-ish. FCC started in 2014, and it was kind of a break off from another Facebook group of cigar smokers that Mike Palmer kind of initiated. Started off with about 10 of us, and it's grown to, I think there's about 1,200 members now over the last 7 years. So, but it pretty much started for me in 2013. I kind of discovered it, on Facebook. Oh, look at this. Didn't know this even existed. And then we kind of spun off of this one really large group and created a more local Florida version of basically what they had. And the Florida Cigar Club.
Yep, and I'm a member there. I've been a member. I think I was a member there a long time ago, but I didn't like participate, so they kicked me out. But now I know Mike Palmer, and so so now it's a little bit. So now I make sure I participate, and I don't get shown the door.
There you go.
Yeah, I really like it because it's like you could, it's people, from there's people that I met locally that even though I know mostly everybody locally where I'm at, there's a few people that I was like, I never met you before. Interesting. And then it's like,
it's interesting how you see that.
and then it's like, hey, you're here. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting how we'll find new members that come in and you'll see where they're from. It's like, oh, this person's like from here in my town, or right across the river. They're real close by. And it's pretty interesting how you discover new cigar people that way, and kind of figure out where they hang out and where they go. And a lot of times, some have some impromptu herfs at different locations throughout the locale of where we are throughout the state.
Yeah. It's definitely hard sometimes to do an impromptu herf unless you're just like already at like an in-person shop and you just run into a bunch of people, and where more is gathered, that's a herf. So
there you go. So we've got a herf. There's only two, but that's all you need.
Yeah. So anybody out there that's watching, I know there's a few of you watching, feel free to click the link and come on. I will bring you on and you can talk with us. We're just going to keep on talking and all that good stuff because that's what we do. So so you're in Cape Coral, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So what's it like over there?
It's kind of more of a suburban, sleepy part of Lee County, the western edge of Lee County. Not a whole lot goes on here. It's not like Orlando or Tampa or Miami at all. It's a little bit more laid back. Very snowbirdy. We get a lot of people that are part-time residents in this area, throughout the winter months, and we look forward to them coming, and we really like it when they leave too. So it really helps our traffic situation out to a degree. But it's pretty much a very residential area where I'm at in Cape Coral. And there's a few economic corridors of businesses, but it's a smaller town with quite a few people.
Nice. So it's probably similar to where I'm at in Melbourne. It's even though Melbourne's kind of growing up, like compared to other areas, it's kind of sleepy in a way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because we got like a nice little downtown area, so it's like up and coming, but there's like some traffic, but compared to other places, it's really not anything. So
same here.
So what shops do you like to go to? Is there a good selection of shops out there where you're at?
We do have quite a few shops, a few that have come in pretty much in the last few years. Probably one of my staples is Six Cigar Company, which is over in North Fort Myers, which is probably about 40 minutes from actually where I live. But we usually get together there every Wednesday night for a movie night. Come at 7 o'clock. You don't know what the movie is until you get there. So that's one of the more popular hangouts. There's a place called Cigar Cutters over in Fort Myers. There's 3 world famous cigars, which one's in the Cape, one's at Gulf Coast University out in the east part of the county, and one is in downtown Fort Myers. There's a new one that just opened called Stogie Pairing that's in the Bell Tower Mall. That's one of the malls that's actually right on US 41 here, which is one of our main arterial north-south roads on this coast of Florida. So there's quite a few to pick from. There's those, and then there's another 3 or 4 that are kind of in there with the rest of them. And I do go down to Port Charlotte on occasion, or Charlotte County, which is probably about 45 minutes south of me, to a place called Havana Tranquility, where I'm a member there, which is a nice club, really, really nice high-end club.
Nice. I think I've heard of it. I've heard of a number of those places, but I don't really get out there too much.
Where do you usually hang out there besides Executive? It sounds like that's one of your popular spots.
Yeah, Executive. Are you hearing me okay?
I hear you.
Okay, because I'm hearing nothing but feedback. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Okay. I'm just hearing nothing but feedback for some reason. But anyway, I'll just keep going. Forget the feedback. Oh, I know. This is my browser.
We're taking over Herf Zone Live, folks.
All right, I'm here. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It said my browser lost connection, and so It sounded more normal now, so sorry about that. But yeah, so executive in Melbourne. I go to Smoke Rings, which is in Merritt Island. They used to be at the mall in Merritt Island, and then they moved out of there to like I think it's like 4 or 5 thousand square foot facility, and it's really nice. And I've been going there for like 10 years, but now that I go there a little bit more now because they have like a nice new facility, and they have like a separate coffee area, and then they got beer and wine, and they got a nice huge walk-in humidor.
Nice, nice. How far south do you ever travel?
Normally, like I'll go to like I've been to Boynton, West Palm. I've only been to Miami a couple times, but I went in February to the Great Smoke watch party at the Boynton Beach shop, so that was a good time. And there's a few other cigar shops in Brevard, but they're like really small. And I mean, I go there and I'll shout them out too. But like those are like the biggest ones that people that come out of town. Those are like destination spots, so that's why I always shout them out the most. But there's another place called Jimmy's, and I was hanging out there when Jose Ortega gave me this cigar to smoke because he knows I like a lot of the La Roma de Cuba cigars. So I was hanging out at Jimmy's, so I told the guy John who works there. I told him I'd shout out Jimmy's, so you could get a lot of good stuff at Jimmy's right off of 192 in Melbourne. So there's another place called Tranquilo. That's a really small shop, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now there used to be a few more, and then they kind of closed down.
Did some of them succumb to COVID?
No, it wasn't COVID. It wasn't COVID. Like my home shop in Rockledge is called Paradise Cigars. They closed because of the landlord not wanting to have a smoking establishment there any longer. So they were there for 9 years, and it was at the beginning of COVID, but had nothing to do with COVID. And it just was really, really unfortunate. I don't know if they're going to reopen, but and then there was a few, like one guy named I'm not going to put his name out there, but he, for a while, after a while, me and him kind of didn't get along, and he kind of screwed up in a way, and he was just kind of a shit bag. He had a couple shops, and then there was another guy who was a good guy. He had a shop called Ashes that was close to me, and Ashes was pretty nice. It was like the only cigar shop with a liquor license at that time, way before Executive got their liquor license. So.
How long did Executive operate without the liquor license?
They just had beer and wine for like, I want to say they've been around for like 20 years or just under 20 years. So they just had beer and wine, and then it's how it is in Florida. It's like really hard to get your liquor license here, or at least in this area. I don't know. It all just depends what type of establishment you got. So.
Yeah, generally the license that a cigar bar would want is generally the one that's going to cost you about $225,000, $275,000.
Yep. Yeah, I think they used to do like lotteries or something like that, and then whoever won it. But I don't know the whole process. I wasn't there. I'm not gonna put people's business out there.
They do lotteries every year, depending on each county and the number of spots that might be available to that county.
Yeah. So yeah, they finally got it, and then I go to Executive has a sister location in Sanford as well. You probably heard people talking about it. There's a lot of FCC people that go there.
Is it similar in characteristics to what they have in Melbourne? Similar type of setup?
Yeah, kind of. It's got like similar design, but it's not spot on. But it's really good. It's also by the river too, out by the water.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Very nice.
Let's see here. We got some people in the comments. What's up, Gracie? How you doing? If you want, you could come on and join us if you're smoking. Got some people watching. P. Rolling. What's going on? What up, Mitch? Nice pivoting on your video. Thanks. What up, Jonathan? Yeah. So, what else here? So, what cigars have you smoked recently that you just really enjoyed?
Well, let's see. I just from the Pravada Club, I just got the what's it called? The one from the Color of Money. It's a small soft box press. I got it from Cigar Hustler actually.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Whatever Tom Cruise's character's name was in The Color of Money, that's the name of the cigar. Pretty good little cigar. I got a fiver. I've smoked 2 or 3 of those already. Those were good. Um, I do smoke a lot of Perdomos. I do like Perdomos product, and I do smoke the La Aroma de Cuba quite a bit, and quite a few of the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Do like some of their stuff. So I mix it up quite a bit. I don't really stick with any one cigar, especially when I go to a shop. I'll try and find something that I haven't had before, and try
Yeah.
that. Will get an idea if it's something that's like box worthy or not, or if it's just a one and done kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely have a pretty diverse palate, especially time of the day, cigar of the day. So it kind of varies kind of with that.
Cool. Yeah. I pretty much been sticking to a lot of the same stuff. Of course, I smoked some Pastania, Roma Craft, La Roma de Cuba, just a lot of good stuff like that. I smoked the hot cakes that was done for Pravada Cigar Club, and that one was pretty good. It's a different size than the regular hot cakes by HVC, but it was a good size. It turned out good,
Was that
and
was that still an HVC product?
yeah, it's HVC, but it was done for Pravada Cigar Club, so it was like a different size, and it had like a little foot band.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
but I don't really chase. The thing about me, I don't really chase any like limited cigars. So if I get my hands on them, I do. If not, like I don't go out chasing them. Like,
You're not gonna pay $50 for a cigar you just got to have.
yeah, I don't go out of my way. Like, I'll spend money on cigars, no doubt, but I'm just not gonna go out of my way to find something that's I'd rather just get some regular production that's good and I can always get all the time and keep it like that.
Well, I mean, it's nice when you can find a regular production cigar that you can get anytime, anywhere, wherever you are, that can be your go-to if that's what you want.
Yep. I was about to get that little cigar by Quesada for Pravada Cigar Club, the pig with the pig on it.
I saw that.
But I was like, this size and $12 for that cigar, like, I mean, if it's still there next time I go, I'll probably try it. But at that time, I was, I'm about to go out of town for the weekend, so can't be spending frivolously right now.
It's like $2.50 an inch.
Exactly. I mean, it's a small cigar, so
Right.
So Gracie says, Don Lino Africa is a good smoke. Got my hands on some, pretty affordable. Yes, that's a excellent cigar. It's by Miami Cigar. It's put out by Miami Cigar La Aurora. Something I think I keep getting it confused because it's like there's some cigars that it's like there's a bunch of different brands under one umbrella. Kind of like Protocol and but the actual company is Cubanicon, but it's called Protocol because people can't remember to say Cubanicon.
I have one Cubanicon in my humidor that I got at I think the 2016 or 2017 Tampa Cigar Bash, but it's still sitting in my humidor.
Nice. See, I wish I had that ability, but I like to I might hold on to cigars for a while, but I'm not much of a collector, and it's just if I got cigars, I smoke it, and then I'm always just finding different stuff, and I don't keep a huge stockpile. I pretty much just buy a bunch to last me a certain amount of time. And there's sometimes I might re-up, and then I might have some stuff sitting there, and it will get a little aged, but nothing too crazy.
Nothing, Don't usually generally buy them by the box.
No, because I smoke a lot and I don't make a lot of money. So I smoke a lot, I don't make a lot of money. So I like to try different varieties. So like if I bought by the box, I would get tired of just smoking one cigar, until I just rather smoke a different. Every time I smoke something, I want to smoke something different.
Yeah, it works. If it works for you, it works. That's the way it is. Everybody's got their choices, their own palates, and some people just love something. They feel it's worth a box per purchase that they're gonna make it last over a month, 2 months, 3 months. Who knows? Me, I've got it's been in my humidor for 5, 6, 7 years. So, one of the problem there is when you go to a shop, you don't bring your cigars with you, right? Shop etiquette is you buy your product at the shop. So a lot of times I'll buy things and bring them home, and they go in the humidor, and I might smoke maybe 4 or 5 cigars a week at home, and the rest of them they're usually when I'm out and about.
Yeah. See what I do, I'll bring some stuff from home, but I may not even smoke it. It's just I have a portable travel case that I keep a lot of stuff in, and I'm always buying cigars. I like to have enough room, so like I'll buy cigars wherever I'm at just to add to that little pile that I have right there. So I'm not gonna sit there and just smoke my own shit, but I do bring my little travel case with some of my own stuff, but I'm adding stuff that I buy. So,
well, I mean, part of the way I look at it, and some people might look at it differently. If it's etiquette to make a purchase when you're at the cigar shop, right?
Yeah, so absolutely.
Say you buy 2 or 3 cigars, but you smoke one you brought with you. Does it really matter then? Not really, does it? Because you still bought those 3 cigars. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Well, that's the reason why I do what I do. Like, if I bring a travel case with my own cigars, I'm obviously gonna plan on spending a lot of money too. So it's like I'm always I'm the type of person I always make a purchase. Like that's just what I do.
Right.
But I always, because there's some people. I saw somebody. I'm not gonna put the retailer's name out there because they're very well known. But I've just saw, and there was for an event, and they said that they don't want anybody bringing like travel cases or whatever. And I'm like, well, what if I bring like an empty travel case because I'm gonna buy a bunch of shit from you? But it is what it is. Like, I mean, most places they pretty much know that you're not a mooch, especially me, because wherever I go, I'm well known. So they know when I walk in, I'm gonna spend at least like $50 to $100 off rip. Sometimes more. If I end up having some drinks, and I'm like, oh, this looks good.
I might need 3 of those. Hold on.
But I don't really drink that much anymore. So it's like every once in a while when I drink, I mostly just drink like water. But if I'm at home, I'm in the mood. I like to drink, and I drink some of everything. But I like bourbon, scotch, a little bit of rum. But I don't drink bourbon straight. I like to mix the bourbon, but I'll drink scotch straight, like some certain rums straight. I like beer. I'm not big into craft beer, but I'll just get cheap beer sometimes, and just pretty much whatever I'm in the mood for at that time.
So you like to mix your bourbon? Do you like an old fashioned, or do you like a bourbon and Coke?
Yeah, if I have some bourbon, I'll have like an old fashioned. If I'm out at executive, sometimes I'll have an old fashioned, or if I'm at home, I'll just do some bourbon and Coke, little ice. Mm-hmm. Just keep it simple. Because some bourbons are just really, really strong, and I've tried some bourbon straight, and there was some that just burnt my throat so bad. But if I mixed it, I'm fine. So it's just I don't put too much soda in it or anything. But I like to just have that to kind of like soften it up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Oh, I like wine too. I'm Irish and Italian, so of course I gotta like my red wine.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff you like to drink?
I'm very much a bourbon guy, a little bit of scotch. And I do drink port wine. I don't drink any other wine except port. I find it goes really well after a meal. It goes really well with cigars. Never got as Italian as I am, I never got the taste for the red wine that a lot of people, of our persuasion have. So
yeah, my mom's the same way. I'm like, Ma, you don't like red wine? She's like, no, I just like white wine. And I'm like, you're more Italian than I am, but you don't like red wine.
Yeah. But I do a lot of water with my cigars too. Try to stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, I donate plasma a couple times a week. It's like one of my little side hustles. So pretty much like the first part of the week, I'm drinking nothing but water. Then on the weekend, I'll drink if I want to drink some alcohol, I can. But I like to make sure I'm really hydrated, so I don't have any issues donating plasma.
You don't want them digging around for that vein.
Well, I have a really weird vein, and there's only one person that really can get it. And so I only go on the days when I know he's there because I'm like, bro, nobody else is fucking touching me.
I'm not your pin cushion.
Exactly. Like he gets it right every time, and I always have a successful donation. So I went today. That's why I'm drinking some water because I'm sitting out here in this hot garage.
Yeah, you don't have an indoor space to smoke at the house, I'm assuming.
No, I live with my grandma, so I just pretty much my indoor space is the garage. And if once I'm done with the show, I open up the door all the way. Normally, there's like somewhat of a breeze.
My wife won't let me smoke in the house, so I'm out on the lanai.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a nice little smoking spot, so.
Oh yeah, it works out well. I got a spot out here in the corner under an umbrella because unfortunately my house, has a westerly rear exposure, so the sun comes till the sun's all the way down. It's in your eyes on the lanai by the house. So I usually come out under the umbrella here in the corner, and it's a little more peaceful and a little cooler.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like in my backyard in the morning time, it's fine. Like I could go out there early in the morning, and we don't have like a nice little space, but I'll sit out there, have some coffee sometimes because it's right there. And then towards the middle of the day, I don't have an umbrella, so it's like really hot.
And it's only going to get hotter.
Yep. We had a couple of days this week though that was nice, and then I was like, don't tease me.
Right.
Anybody out there that wants to join us, I have the links in the description. We'll probably be on here for a little longer. But we're having a good time. But I want to, let everybody know if you're just joining us, you can join us if you're not too shy. There's a lot of virtual stuff going on today. I think the Smoking Connoisseurs Club is meeting tonight, so there's some people doing that too. So
that sounds fancy.
Well, it's really not that fancy. They just they give you like 5 cigars every month that are unbanded, and then you basically like review the cigar, and then at the end of everything, you find out who made it, and you can like talk about your opinions and all that.
So you can inadvertently trash somebody's cigar.
Yeah, but it takes the bias because it's literally labeled cigar number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So there's some people that have trashed like a maker that they actually like their brand, and so it's just interesting because it takes that bias out of it.
Is it a production cigar that they do it with, or is it something that's like a testing cigar?
No, it's something that Abe has done, like with whatever manufacturer. They make it just for the club, and who knows, like in the future they might use that data and like turn it into like a regular production cigar at some point. But
so they're more of a test stick. They're not a production cigar.
Yeah, basically it's just stuff that they made that's special just for the Connoisseurs Club because they limit it. I think they limit it to like 500 people or 300 people or something like that.
And that's in addition to his Cigar of the Month Club then, right? Because he has that.
Yeah, this is like different. The Cigar of the Month Club is, just good cigars that you can buy anywhere, so that you can try different stuff. So I don't do a whole lot of those just because I don't make a whole lot of dough. So it's like I just buy what I can afford, even though it's like good prices and everything. But once I get to a better place, then I'll probably join some more because, they have some good stuff and they have like one of the best Cigar of the Month clubs. So.
Yeah, I remember when probably 10 years ago, I remember getting into I think it was either CI or Thompson. One of those guys had a Cigar of the Month club, and really wasn't anything that I was willing to stick with for a long period of time. But I've seen some of these newer, more of the shops, not the major companies coming out with these Cigar of the Month clubs. And it looks like there's some quality sticks going into a lot of the Cigar of the Month clubs nowadays.
Oh yeah, and that's really his whole point of doing that, because he's been a part of clubs and it seemed the backlash that some of the clubs get from people. So he wanted it to be like affordable. It's like $30, and you get like 5 really good cigars, and it's nothing, no shit sticks, no second runs, no bundle cigars. Just some good cigars. Period.
The way it should be.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely smoke some all over the place. I smoke all over the place. I smoke anything from mild, medium, full body. It doesn't matter like the brand. I'm not a big Gurkha fan. A lot of people know that, but the ones that Aganorsa Leaf made recently, those are pretty good because I like Aganorsa Leaf tobacco. So but I mean, that's kind of the consensus from a lot of people. There's some Gurkhas that people like and some that don't. And then there's the people that like bash the whole. I'm not trying to bash the whole brand because there's certain ones that are okay, but I'm a public person, so I got to watch how far I go with things because, you probably heard, the whole situation and how I got myself in trouble last year and all that. Just not talking about something cigar related. So.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that story. So maybe one day off the air, you'll have to tell me.
I will off record. Oh, she said, Gracie said Supreme and Rare Leaf. I prefer the Supreme. Yeah, the Supreme Leaf is really good. They had some at Executive. I tried some like last year.
Is that Aganorsa product?
Yeah, the Aganorsa Supreme and Rare Leaf. So do you ever go up to Cigar Hustler? I know you can order stuff online, but have you ever been up there to hang out?
There was a time when I used to make a lot of trips up there, and Mike Palmer's probably like, he doesn't even remember what I look like at this point, but there was a time when I'd probably go up to Cigar Hustler, or at least up to the Deltona area, hang out with Mike at least 3 or 4 times a year. But probably in the last 4 years, I haven't even made it up there once. So now I feel guilty because I used to go up there quite a bit. Mike would come down here on occasion too, but we just, it's probably been about 2 or 3 years. Probably I'd say more like 3 to 4 years since I've actually made a trip to Deltona with. So it's been a while. We had this last year with COVID. Not much moving around happened until lately. Now things are starting to really get back to wild and crazy Florida. So I don't know. I need to make a trip over there to Deltona one of these weekends. My problem is, I work that 9 to 5 job. So by the time I get anywhere on a Friday that's not close around here, it's 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm an old guy, so 10, 11 o'clock is usually the end of my night.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm still young, but like I used to be out all the time, super late, and I used to be on the club scene all the time. But now I'll probably be out as late as like midnight, 1 a.m. or something. I'll be awake at home, but just not out and about.
Exactly. Yeah, I can definitely stay up later at home, but it's a little tougher when you're out. But sometimes the time just kind of flies by when you're out. I don't realize what time it is, so you go, holy crap, it's midnight. I should be home.
Yeah. Well, when I go out of town this week, I'll probably having some late nights.
Have you done any of the trips down to Esteli or any of that? To any of the cigar factories?
Not yet, but that, hopefully I'll be able to do that one day. That's definitely on my bucket list. If I go, I'll probably bring my stepdad with me because he speaks fluent Spanish. So I'm like, hey, want to be my translator? He doesn't smoke cigars, but I'm sure I can convince him.
I'm sure he'll take the trip. Why not?
Let's see. Gracie said, have y'all tried the street tacos by Rojas? Pretty good. I have not. What about you, Dom?
I just saw them hitting social media here the last couple of weeks, and I haven't tried them yet either. Interesting to see where I'll be able to find them, though. I'm not sure exactly where they're going to be available at this point.
Probably on the underground, because he does underground cigar shop. They do a lot of stuff with Noel Rojas. But they do it online too. So
Is that a blend that was done just for underground?
No, he just does a lot of stuff with them.
Gotcha.
So I just looked at my Facebook, and my swag made it all the way to Alaska.
Sweet.
So my buddy Tom Pauser, he's rocking the Team Shirtless Mike all the way in Alaska.
Very nice.
So have you checked out my new website yet? Seen the articles and all that?
I've been on there real quick. I haven't had a chance. I just went there to see that I could find it. I haven't been there to really kind of jump around and see what's there. But I'll definitely going to get on there and really check it out. And I'm going to need at least a tank top, you know?
Oh yeah. I was just trying to see like about the articles and all that, because I started writing articles again because I got my start with Stogie Press writing articles. So
How long
I'm back.
back?
I was doing that for like a year, and then once me and Stogie Press we separated, but we're still friends. But once I stopped writing for them, I took a bit of a break. But now that I got my own website, then I can go ahead and put out more content. I transferred a lot of my articles to my website. And Boston Jimmy, he already knows. Like, it's not like I was stealing from his website. He paid me the rights to publish it. So but I made it different from my website a little bit, with like less pictures and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get on there and check it out.
Yeah, I try to do like an article every single day. Yesterday I did like 2 different posts, and I didn't do anything today because I knew I had other stuff going on. So, but sometimes I'll highlight like some YouTube videos and just relating to something I want to talk about, and because I have so much content out there now that I could just like re-highlight some stuff every once in a while, to get that some views for anybody that didn't catch it the first time.
That works.
Yeah. Gracie said, I actually liked your YouTube segment on the guy who claims he is selling Cubans. What a joke.
Oh, the ones that you can grow anywhere you want, and they're Cuban cigars? That guy?
Yeah. He's in Daytona, and I actually called the guy. I was at my friend's house because in the original video, he gave out his number. So I called him. I didn't tell him who I was. I just told him I'm very well known on social media, and you're basically telling people the wrong thing. And the guy was like so defensive, and then he kept changing his story like a bunch of times. And finally, he was like, "Well, I'm no longer saying that they're Cuban cigars and blah blah blah." I said, "Okay, whatever, dude. You have a good day." But I took a video clip for that video, and I put it in my video so people could just see the absurdity of this guy.
Yeah, I did see it. Actually, matter of fact, I saw it last night. That's why it's so fresh in my mind.
Yeah, so that guy's just the guy's crazy. I spoke to him personally. And yeah, he's at the flea market. Jorge Nichols is not at the flea market because when he had his heart attack, he started doing everything from home and everything. So now this guy is, I guess it's the same spot. I don't know, but yeah. So this guy's there now. So Jorge Nichols is very reputable. J&V cigars. I don't know if you ever smoked any J&Vs. He makes a lot of good cigars.
Yep, he used to deliver. I don't know if he does now, but yeah, I've ordered online from him.
Yeah, he does. Just go on his website, and he's just doing everything from home. He's just doing it all online now.
Gotcha. I was wondering if it was the same flea market as that Nichols was in, because I don't know how many flea markets are in the area, but
yeah, it was. And so my friend was in Daytona, and a friend of his, I won't say the name of this shop, but so this person came in there, was like, "Oh, do you sell Cubans?" And it was like, "No, we can't sell Cubans." And then they showed him the video, and then so my friend John was there, and he told me about it. And let's see, got some people saying the video was hilarious. And so he called his friend who works at that cigar shop and was like, "Tell me where to find the video." And then I saw, and that's when I called the guy. And I was like, I was gonna do it for Patreon, but I was like, nah, this has to be like public and out there and available for anybody, because this shit was hilarious. The people that's out there watching, you guys are actively commenting. You guys should come on and chat it up with us. You should, because the link's out there in the comments, and I will add you as soon as I see you in the green room. Because we'll probably be on for a few more minutes, but if more people join, we can keep it going a full hour.
You heard them. Come on, let's do this.
Let's do it. P. Roland, you got to definitely come on. I'll put the link out there one more time. Gracie, you got to come on. My sister, the Leaf. Otherwise, we're gonna, probably get off probably in 10, 15 minutes, maybe. But I'm having a good time though. So, have you been to any big cigar events?
Gosh, well, used to do the Tampa Cigar Bash all the time. Was going to do the last Great Smoke that Abe did, but it got canceled. I wasn't into just ordering it online. I like the event. But those are probably the bigger ones. I mean, our club used to get together quite a bit and do some get-togethers. We would do like a holiday party. We do like a summer get-together, stuff like that. But we haven't done that in a couple of years either. So I don't know. We'll have to see if I know Mr. Palmer's a busy man now. The club's gotten so much larger, and he's got a lot of things going on now on his side. So I know he doesn't have some of the free time he had at one point to kind of coordinate a lot of that stuff. So we'll have to see. We'll need to get the club together, possibly this summer or possibly at the holidays again this next year, or this year, I should say.
Yeah. Now, did you watch the Great Smoke broadcast? Because even if you didn't order anything, you could still watch it.
No, I did not.
Man, it was freaking awesome. I mean, they're putting out some of the clips, different clips or whatever, and it turned out really good.
Have you been to any of the big smokes like in Miami or Vegas?
No, I haven't. I really like the Great Smoke because the Great Smoke, for someone like me, the value is there. It's like if it's in person, it's like $150, and I can find somewhere cheap to stay while I'm in town, and so I don't have to come out of pocket a whole lot. So, it has more value. The big smokes are more like for the big baller type dudes, and a whole lot more stuff. It's not it's some value, but not quite as much as the Great Smoke. Because I mean, you're getting food, you're getting to sample all kinds of alcohol. You over 40 in that price. If you're gonna go buy 40 cigars, it's gonna run you $200-$300. So $150 to include everything like that. That's the best value out there. You can't beat it.
The Tampa Cigar Bash. I remember I think it was like a 30 stick deal, like $150. Included some food, but when they were doing it the first several years, it was you had to go to every manufacturer's line and wait in line to get your cigar. Getting them up front in a package deal, in a backpack or whatever. And then I think the last year that they did, or the last 2 years that they did it, they actually gave you everything up front rather than making you wait in all these lines where the manufacturers are. And it was always hot. It was always a hot day to be sitting out there in those lines, waiting in those lines to get your cigar. It was brutal at times. Anybody who's been there could definitely quantify what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why I like the Great Smoke, because it's under a covered area. So when you at the fairgrounds, so when you walk in, they got tables and they got fans, so it's there's a breeze going through, and then you walk outside a little bit, there's a little bit of sun, but where all the manufacturers are, it's also a covered area as well, so there's a good breeze out there. Plus it's in February.
Yeah, that's the right time of the year.
So it's always the perfect time.
Yeah, I'm in West Palm every other month. So I drive right by the fairgrounds, every other month. So every time I drive by there, I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, and Gracie just said she's talking about the grand opening of Grand Cathedral. It's actually next weekend, not this weekend, but yeah, that's gonna be something big. I might try to make it for like a day, just to come out for the day or whatever, because there's like 3 days. Um, but it's kind of a stretch there. But I'll see what I could do.
And that might be my first little trip to Tampa. I might try and hit that up that weekend myself.
Nice. Yeah, I'll see what happens because I'm going out of town this weekend. My friend, she's coming into town from Melbourne. She's got to work Friday, so I'm gonna change my hotel to just be at the hotel I'm at from like Friday to Saturday. Check out Saturday just for one night, and then I'm gonna stay with my friend because she gets deals at the Hyatt and it's like really close and all that. So I'll just go ahead and stay over there because I give her a little bit of money if she even says I got to.
You've never been to the Ybor Cigar Festival either, then, huh?
No, I've been to Ybor City, just haven't been to the Ybor Cigar Festival.
We did that as a club for several years too, so we've done that probably 4 or 5 times at least. So that's a nice event. Free event, buy what you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been to Ybor before when I went to St. Pete to hang out with some cousins of mine for Thanksgiving. So one of my cousins had to work the day before Thanksgiving, so I just took off and went to Ybor City in Tampa, and it was a nice little day trip. I bought probably $250 worth of cigars. I had to buy an extra travel case.
Well, you probably got 8 or 10 shops up and down 7th Avenue to pick from.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Now I have some bigger. I have 2 big travel cases, so I won't. If I run out of room in that, I'm screwed. I'm just buying a lot of fucking cigars.
You bought enough when it's full. That's all.
Exactly. You get 2 of them full, I'm good. So yeah.
So how about Cali Ocho? You been down there at all in Miami?
I have just one time. I went down there for my 29th birthday. So that was 2 years ago when I went, and me and my friend went down for the day. We met up with TK, Tobacco Kennedy. He took us on like a little tour. So we hopped in his car. He took us to Cali Ocho. And he's like the mayor over there. So like we were sitting out there and we had some Cuban coffee, and the owner came out, put some rum in it. That's like the best feeling is like high from the Cuban coffee and having some rum with it. You just start feeling extremely good like after a very short period of time.
Yeah, we usually we're big baseball fans, so we'll go over to the Marlins games and watch a few games each season over there. And usually we'll go early the day before, and we'll spend the night and go to the game and go home. We'll usually hit Cali Ocho the night before the game.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely a nice little area. And when I ordered the food, my friend had to order for me because they didn't speak a lick of English over there. But I got a real Cuban sandwich. It was freaking awesome. Well, you know what? Before we get off of here, I have some fun questions that I'll ask you.
Oh, geez.
Since I didn't get to use, and I'll just find some new ones when I reschedule with my guests. But before we get off of here, then I'll go ahead and do that to give our audience something to be entertained by. So it's just a few of them here, about 10 of them. So we'll see. There's no limit to what you can say. We're not regulated by the FCC or nothing like that. So, what would a world populated by clones of you be like?
Be a lot of fun. We would definitely have a lot of fun doing that. I can tell you that right now. We would definitely leave our mark on the world. There's no doubt.
Nice. What's the best or worst practical joke that you played on someone or that was played on you?
Oh, practical jokes. I've never been the victim of a practical joke. I've gotten a few of those, April Fool's jokes that I forgot what day it was when that came down, but that's probably about as far as it's been. And not really been a practical joker, so I can't say I've really joked anybody.
All right. What mythical creature do you wish actually existed?
Ooh, Let me see. Hold on 1 second. My grandson's coming out here to say goodnight, so hang on 1 second.
All right.
All right. We have this thing. We do high tens before night. Ready? 1, ready? All right, one more. Night.
Night.
Mystical creature, huh? Let's see.
Mythical creature, yes.
Okay, mythical creature. Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would probably go with something like a Godzilla, something along those lines.
As long as you're not the victim, right?
Right. Well, Godzilla's got a good side. He did protect the people too. So.
Oh yeah, true that. What's the funniest actual name you've heard of someone having?
Wow. Gosh, there's been quite a few. I wish one of them would come to me right now, but I for a long time I worked for the school district here, and I dealt with a lot of enrollment names. So there's some real creative names that people come up with for their kids. You'd be real surprised. But none of them I can come to me right now, but there's definitely some creative names out there that parents come up with for their kids. They'll take like 3 names and put them all together to make one name or stuff like that. But probably Tony, all the Tonys that came, because how they all got named Tony, right?
Yep. They got stamped on the forehead to New York.
Exactly.
Yep. I've heard of a crazy name for somebody. I used to do like political surveys, so I was calling somebody, and the person's name was Major Coward.
Nice. That's a tough name for me. I can remember there was, and hopefully this person's not listening, but it actually was a teacher, and her name was Iona Pussy. It was Iona Pussy.
So her name was Mrs. Pussy.
Pussy.
Pussy. I'm sure that went over well.
Oh, I can imagine the students had a great time with that one.
What TV show character would be the most fun to change places with for a week?
Ooh, wow. TV show character. Well, I'm a big Sopranos fan, so
same here.
Probably be switching places with Tony Soprano.
True that. I think I would want to switch places with Paulie because Paulie had some great lines.
True. Great series, really great series. Hated to see that come to an end.
Oh yeah, no, I still will watch it. Like I watched it for the first time. Like if I decide to binge it, like I love it. So
yeah, if it comes on, I can watch it anytime. It doesn't matter.
and I've met William DeMeo before. I literally during the pandemic, there's some people like Vinny from Smoking and Delray. He's actually on the show Gravesend. The episode didn't come out yet, but I was on a virtual Herf. He invited me on a virtual Herf for some people involved with that show. And William DeMeo was also on The Sopranos. He played Jason Molinaro. And so William DeMeo came on the Zoom chat for a few minutes, and he was doing some cameo videos, but he came on to say what's up to everybody that was hanging out or whatever. So it was cool. I got to meet him, and he also played Sammy the Bull on the movie Gotti and all that. And one of the guys was like a background guy in the movie Gotti. Good peoples are all just like I was. They already know I'm like known in the cigar world. I'm like, this is the first time like I'm here with like actors that I've seen their work.
That's pretty interesting.
So that's pretty dope. That was like the height of the pandemic. So
there's a movie coming out, I think, in the next month or two that's like the prequel to The Sopranos. I think DeMeo's in it.
Yeah, they I forgot. I thought it was supposed to come out like last year. I think it's coming out this year though. I almost forgot about it, and I just forgot the actual time when it was supposed to be released. But yeah, I'm definitely going to see that for sure. All right, here. Just a few more here. So what's the most ridiculous thing you have bought?
I have bought?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous thing I bought. Other than like the car you shouldn't have bought. Let me think. Ridiculous thing that I bought. Gosh, I don't know. I think I justify everything I purchase. I can't think of anything that would be ridiculous. My wife might not agree with me, but I think everything had a purpose.
Yeah. All right, here. What word is a lot of fun to say?
Definitely.
Definitely.
That's your word.
I say definitely a lot. Yeah. So if you're out there drinking, you got to take a drink every time I say definitely. What's your best story from a wedding?
Oh, best story from a wedding. Wow, it'd probably be my mom's wedding when she got married when I was like 5. My father passed away before I was born, and she got married when I was 5, and I was the pillow boy. My mom's now deceased, so it's probably one of the most memorable weddings that I could remember, even beyond my own weddings. So I would say it would probably be that wedding when I was about 5.
Nice. And what's the worst hairstyle you've ever had?
Ooh, I used to rock a ponytail at one time when I used to ride a motorcycle. I changed careers. I always had to have my short hair in my career, and I had the opportunity to let it grow, and I just let it grow, and it grew to I probably had about a 8 or 10 inch ponytail at one time. That's probably the most ridiculous haircut I had, or haircut I didn't have, I should say.
All right, final one here. So what's the worst thing you've eaten out of politeness?
Oof, it's always broccoli. Can't stand broccoli. I'll eat it if I have to, but that's about the only time I'll eat broccoli.
I only eat it with some cheese on it. That's about it.
I need something. I didn't used to eat string beans. Then I found out that you can make string beans with like bacon and bacon grease, and then string beans became great. I haven't figured out like broccoli yet, so I really haven't figured a way. Unless the broccoli and like broccoli soup when it's just all cheese, I could eat that. But just broccoli, like steamed broccoli, can't do that.
Yeah, I just eat it with some cheese. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the Herf. I'll tell you the whole story off the record. We'll still be on here when I get offline, off of live. So everybody out there watching, appreciate you for tuning in. Next week, I have Orlando Perez from Weekly Cigar News. He's out there in California, so he's gonna be on, and then we're gonna reschedule EJ Nonstop and for some other time. So hopefully we'll get him on soon. And make sure you like this video, leave comments on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube as well. I got awesome content coming to you this weekend when I'm in South Carolina. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace out.